Hello there. We are live. Welcome to another live episode of Be the Boss of Your Money, because I want you to be the boss of your money, not your money to be the boss of you. I just want to help you become the best possible version of your financial self that you could be. My name is Mitch Goldberg. You're watching Be the Boss of Your Money. We talk about business, investing, personal finance, and a few other subjects that come up that are pertinent to those subjects. What I want to do is talk to you today, quick rundown on the market with perspective, and then we're going to talk about this whole Microsoft/TikTok deal. This is the story of the day. It has massive implications, cultural, financial, international, business implications, and investing. So we're going to roll the intro, and then we're going to get right into this good stuff. Here we go. And we are back. First thing we're going to do is a quick share screen. Let's just do the big rundown, the market rundown with perspective. Not a bad day in the market. Dow up 200 some odd points. S&P up 23 points. You know, the S&P is off maybe 2%, 3% from its all-time high. We are literally a good week. Literally, we could be a good week away from hitting an all-time high. Obviously, we have to see what happens, but that's just a couple of good days, and we are hitting all-time highs in the S&P 500. 3 months ago, would anyone have expected that? I don't think so. NASDAQ up 1.5%. That's 157 points. NASDAQ is really just on fire this year. Russell 2000 up just a little over 2%. Russell 2000 is a small cap index. It's I call it the forgotten child of the major averages. We all follow the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ composite, but we don't follow the Russell 2000. But that's a small cap company, smaller domestic-oriented type companies. Think of like a Dunkin' and Dunkin' Donuts, for example. I think that would be fit in the small cap there, right? So let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX, the fear gauge, is down, continues to be under 25. If you recall, what I've been saying is that 25 is the new line in the sand for the VIX. Been talking about 30. Now it's solid into 30 or 25. What we need to do is see that stay below 25. If it goes up, that means investors are worried. They're buying hedges. They're paying a lot of money to hedge their portfolios. And that, just generally speaking, it's not a good sign for the market. All right, let's take a look here. Dow rallies 200 points rather. Well, 2,000. That'd be something else. Just want to show you something. This is where we are. You see this chart, and here we are for the all-time high. Okay, this is a very minute difference. I don't know if you could see my cursor over here. Okay, there were a couple of things going on that helped lift the market today. Stronger than expected manufacturing numbers from the Institute of Supply Management. Manufacturing continues to be above 50. That's a very bullish indicator for the economy. What you also had today, more positive earnings, and you just really, basically, you've had an earnings blowout. Yes, earnings are down from a year ago, but overwhelmingly better than expected. Things just didn't go as badly as expected. There are a couple of flies in the ointment that we have to watch out for. You know, when you give people unemployment of, state unemployment income plus $600 a week for the federal unemployment, that holds up the economy pretty good. So retail spending is held up. In fact, it's doing quite well. We have to see what Congress could come up with. The Republicans, the Democrats, they're getting together. Today they had, quote unquote, I don't know if you can see this on the screen, quote unquote, productive talks. That was said by Nancy Pelosi. She met with Mark Meadows and Steve Mnuchin, and we have to see what they could come up with. They're still jammed on a couple of key issues, but they called the talks today productive, which is a heck of a lot better than the fighting that was going on Friday heading into the weekend. We'll see something, folks. We will see something. I'm sure looking for a compromise, because the summer recess starts the week after next, and then we get so deep into the political season, it'll be really hard to get anything done if you don't get it done this week. But I think it will, get done. There are also continuing rises in COVID cases, and some states are seeing a pretty big rise, including, I think it was Kentucky and Ohio, but other states are starting to level off, like Florida, Texas, California, Arizona. But I want to point out that cases are going to be popping up. It's like a whack-a-mole approach. They go up in a state, you turn back the phases, you close the bars, stop serving alcohol, whatever you do. It's a whack-a-mole approach that we're constantly going through. But I think investors have made their judgment. As far as investors go, they're comfortable with, that's not the best word, but they're comfortable with the situation. Investors have made their judgment. They're looking past this. Investors, I think, have gotten used to the fact that COVID will be with us for a very long time, but the economy still continues to reopen, and business is still improving in a lot of areas. And that's where investors are migrating to. Let's take a look at this here. The FANG M stocks: Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, Microsoft. I know Google's alphabet, but we go by the symbol as a G. Facebook off a little, but these stocks had huge runs last week. Amazon off 52 points, but again, these had a big run. But the one I want to point out is Microsoft, up $11, up 5.6%. We're going to talk more about that because I want to get into the whole TikTok thing with Microsoft. Lastly, winners of the day: tech. This is the main dashboard that I look at. Tech, healthcare, industrials. When you see industrials right here, XLI, energy, and financials are up. They're not leading the way, but they're all up. Very good sign. Points to the V-shape, that V-shaped recovery. Market swoons down, market swoons up. That's the V-shaped recovery. Today was really a day. There was something in it for everyone, but you cannot possibly complain about today. First trading day of August. August is usually not the best month, but hey, we're only going by a day, but so far, so good. Let me get rid of this. I want to talk to you about Microsoft and TikTok. You like my graphic behind me? So yeah, I made this graphic today. I made this graphic by myself. If you want to know how, just ask me. I love doing this stuff. You know what's odd? My shirt has disappeared. Wow, I'm actually invisible. I'm wearing a yellow shirt, and I don't know what. You know what? I think my shirt maybe has a little green in it. Wow, that's weird. My shirt disappeared. I'm just a talking head, literally. So I'm gonna go on like this anyway. That's weird that my shirt just disappeared. So it's green screen technology. So folks, if you're watching this in the live stream, I'd like to welcome you. And please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Hey, Alex, I see you out there. Thank you very much. Good to see you, my friend. If you're watching this in the replay, I'd like to welcome you as well. You have any questions for me, hit me up in the comments. I will be checking. James is out there. James is watching from Melbourne, Australia. We've become good friends on LinkedIn, and he creates great content and just a good guy to know. He's like the guy you want as your neighbor, your friend there, All right. Alex says, just keep your just keep your pants on, floating head. All right. We're all good. Let me talk about this. Okay. Let's talk about Microsoft and TikTok. This is the perfect mishmash of financial markets, culture, and trade war, and Cold War, and everything else that you could possibly fit into a financial transaction. Okay, and that's what this really is. TikTok, I'm sure you've all heard of it. They make short videos. I've seen so many great TikTok videos made by so many good friends. They're really a lot of fun. And some of my friends have gotten like incredibly talented with TikTok, like really high quality, funny, perfect, skits and everything, mapped out videos. But the problem is it's owned by ByteDance, BYTE Dance. It's a Chinese company. So people are worried that you're giving your information to TikTok, your email, your personal information. It's a social media app with lots of algorithms that discovers things about you. This is how social media works. These social media apps learn about you so they could serve up to you really good targeted advertisements. That's the whole point of the social media. But the worry is that a lot of this is putting our personal information into the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. No, nobody wants that. Now, is this worry real? I mean, ByteDance says that their servers serving Americans on TikTok are based in the United States. Kevin Mayer is or Meyer, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. He was a top Disney executive. He left Disney to be the CEO of TikTok, globally TikTok, not just CEO of TikTok Americas. And he says that, hey, there's nothing to worry about. TikTok has 100 million Americans using it. And it's more or less like the new kid on the block in terms of social media, but it's incredible how big this has gotten. All right, so that's a story with TikTok. Now, Microsoft is a staid, considered somewhat boring, but incredibly reliable company in terms of earnings and revenue and what you could expect for Microsoft. I mean, Microsoft is rarely controversial. Okay, they avoid controversy. Okay, they're like they're like the grown up in the world of the large tech companies. Okay, because they've been around, the longest by far. If you look at Netflix, if you look at Alphabet, Google, Facebook, certainly these are much, Amazon, they're much newer companies. Well, Amazon's been around over 20 years, so I can't say they're totally new kid either. All right. But anyway, Microsoft had spent a lot of money. They spent $26 billion to buy LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is not really the type of social media that we're talking about. LinkedIn is a business network. If you are friends with me on social media, you know that I am a LinkedIn, big LinkedIn fan. LinkedIn is my favorite social media, but Microsoft also paid $8.5 billion for Skype, GitHub for $7.5 million, Nokia for $7 billion. Still can't figure out why they did that one. And Mojang for $2.5 billion. The point, I think Nokia was just basically a waste, but Microsoft bought LinkedIn. I don't know if they're doing great with LinkedIn. I don't really know if they've managed to monetize LinkedIn to any extent like what Facebook has been able to do with their properties, or what Alphabet has been able to do with YouTube. But I think Microsoft is feeling like they missed the consumer part of social media. And there are very few properties around. It's really hard to build something from scratch. I think the last guy to do it was Evan Spiegel. He is the CEO and founder of Snap. Okay. And he is kind of just like in a constant battle with Facebook to every time Snap comes out with a feature, you find it later on Instagram. Facebook, if you don't know, also owns Instagram. Okay, Facebook bought Instagram for like $1 billion. It was probably one of the greatest acquisitions of all time. Just like how Google bought YouTube for, I think, $6 billion, and people were like, "You're overpaying for YouTube. That's ridiculous." And what an incredible acquisition that turned out to be. It's a gamble. You have to take a shot. I see some people out there. I will get to your comments momentarily. So the point is, President Trump and his trade advisor, Peter Navarro, who is a major hawk when it comes to China, they are against TikTok. They're against ByteDance. They are basically an anti-China consortium. All right. And I don't know if they're really using TikTok as a bargaining chip. It's really tough to say. I don't know a lot of experts. Well, I don't know a lot of experts either way in terms of the security of TikTok. Some people say TikTok is a major security issue for the United States, but people in the tech world say that's not true. It's not. I personally think we are all, if you're on Facebook already, you're already on LinkedIn and other social media, your information is already out in the internet. Okay. It's already out there. So the fact that China could get information about you from TikTok, they probably could get information that they want regardless. Okay. I get the point I'm making is, if you decide to go public with yourself on social media and your family, just realize you've given up your privacy. And I don't think there's just doing it a little bit. I think once you give up that privacy, you've given it up. It doesn't matter if you post on Facebook once a week, once a month, once a year. Once you gave up your privacy, you gave it up. You see, there's a price to pay for free services. And let's go on. So Peter Navarro is dead set against this, but Lindsey Graham, one of Trump's key allies in the Senate, is for it. He says, hey, look, if Microsoft is going to be the white knight, and they're the ones who seem to have the least amount of problems as far as antitrust issues with in the eyes of the government regulators, they're kind of a white knight. So it's almost like Microsoft and TikTok are in a perfect marriage of circumstances. So Microsoft could get TikTok at a discount because no one else could really buy it, even if they wanted to. I mean, there are a lot of potential buyers. I mean, ByteDance, it's tough to say what they're worth. I've seen numbers as high as $50 billion, but there's only a handful of companies that could get away with acquisitions that big. So what Microsoft is planning to buy right now are the TikTok operations in the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. That's just 4 countries, while TikTok operates in over 100 countries, including the European Union. So it's tough to say because Americans watch TikTok videos from all over the world, including China. So how do you determine where the information flows? Who's the gatekeeper? There's a lot of moving parts, but Microsoft says they have the technology to manage it, to guide it, and to keep the technology safe and only on American soil. But it's a cultural war in a way because Trump and Peter Navarro, his trade advisor, want to maybe use this as a wedge issue against China. But other people in the tech world say you really don't have that much. You don't really have anything to worry about. What's going to happen? I heard Jim Cramer was on CNBC this morning. He's perturbed about this. He said, "Well, I don't want the essential the Chinese Communist Party in Beijing to have my email address." So my point is, we all put our email addresses in our social media and on our website anyway. Your information is out there. I mean, we're all pretty public with our information in terms of a phone number and an email. It's like an address. It's not even public information. It's not even private information anymore. Steve Ballmer, who's former CEO and Bill Gates' first right-hand man at Microsoft, is very positive on it. Some of the reasons that Microsoft might want to do this is because if they could get TikTok onto Microsoft's web service called Azure, Azure, then TikTok would be their biggest customer ever, and they could show the world that Microsoft Cloud could compete with Amazon Web Services. That's Amazon's cloud service. So there's a lot of riding on this. And since Microsoft is such a widely held stock, and you probably own Microsoft, if you don't own the stock, you probably own it somewhere in an ETF somewhere or a mutual fund somewhere in your 401k or your IRA, wherever. I don't think it's really possible to own I don't think it's possible to invest without owning Microsoft. Unless you only own like small cap and mid cap ETFs, but how many people only own that? So that's the deal. Is it a good deal? Here's what I think. My new unnuanced view on this. I think it's a great deal because it helps Microsoft in another way. Microsoft missed out on YouTube. They missed out on basically social media. LinkedIn is social media, and it's becoming more consumer friendly, but it's still a business networking tool. Microsoft doesn't have a YouTube. They don't have an Instagram. They don't have an Instagram TV. Even Amazon now is into video, and I could live stream now. I could actually start live streaming directly onto Amazon Live if I want. I don't do it because I'm not really I'm not an affiliate seller of anything in Amazon, so it's not worth it for me at this point. But if you think what this could do, I mean, Microsoft could monetize this in a pretty big way. They could turn these, 30-second, 20-second, 60-second little clips into longer form video, 5-minute, 10 minutes. Like IGTV is a 10-minute limit. LinkedIn native video is a 10-minute limit. YouTube is basically unlimited. Facebook, I don't know if there's a limit to Facebook. If there is, I haven't found it yet. And So this could become a YouTube competitor because everyone is getting into video and video is exploding. From a content creator's point of view, in my eyes as a content creator, and I create content daily, this is good because if I get enough views between LinkedIn and TikTok, I could start getting those 5 to 15 second commercials. You know those commercials you see on YouTube. I could start getting those commercials when you click on one of my videos, and I would, as a content creator, I would get a couple of pennies to a couple of dollars every time a commercial plays before my YouTube video, and it could give all kinds of advertising opportunities for both content creators and for Microsoft. The other thing is, think about 100 million Americans on TikTok. Think of all the information that the algorithms at Microsoft could use to collect information about you. So this is just like a great marriage of convenience created by incredibly unique circumstances between China and the United States and a bad business climate between the two countries. And if you think about where Microsoft could finally break into in a huge way the American consumer social media market and collect all the data about you just so that they can serve up another personalized advertisement to you just like everybody else, the ramifications for them are tremendous. And I could see why Microsoft would pay up. Now, Microsoft stock today with all this news was up over 5% on the day. Investors like this deal. They have spoken. They like the deal. And that's what the judgment is. Do I think it's good for Microsoft? Certainly there's a lot of if, but if they could bring in TikTok, President Trump suggested maybe they buy the entire TikTok company that operates all over the world as opposed to just America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. But if they buy it, they have hundreds of millions of users, certainly 100 million just in the United States. They've got all the information that you're putting out there, okay, on their platform that they collect about you, so they can show you quick commercial clips before each video that you play. For a content creator, I think for me, I would be very comfortable creating content for TikTok on TikTok if it's owned by Microsoft. Kind of for me, it dispels any of the worries of security issues, and it gives me another platform that people enjoy. So that would actually be a pretty cool thing. I could use TikTok if I want to just make videos and then save them as an MP4 and post them on other social media. That's what a lot of people are doing now. Just, how much bandwidth do I have to make all this content? So that's basically where it goes. Will this deal get approved? They only have about 6 weeks. They've got till September 15th to complete a deal. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to. Logistically running two companies in one company, the American TikTok and the international TikTok, sounds like a bit of a nightmare. But if anyone could pull that off, it's definitely Microsoft. And that's about it. But it's a cultural phenomena in social media land, in the world, and it's just amazing how it's all coming together in the stock market. All right, so who else is out there? Hey, Bill, good to see you. Alex asked me, can you do a program on affiliates? Yes, actually, I can. I haven't done it yet, but I've shown you a lot of the video equipment that I use, and I could make an affiliate link, and I actually would like to do that. I've already actually started it. Bill is out there. Hey, Bill, good to see you. Thank you so much. Bill, I haven't seen you in a while, so really glad to see you today, and always welcome, my friend. And hello there, Kanishka. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Kanishka is coming from LinkedIn, and I really appreciate that. And that's about it. I'm going to end this. I see Tom is out there, Judy, Stacy. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.